Hello everyone, welcome to UiBrains and this is Naveen. In the last class we have discussed about JavaScript objects, correct? So this video we are going to discuss about the JavaScript arrays. What is an array? So let's take it here, JavaScript array. So what exactly the JavaScript array? So what is object? Any real world thing is an object, right? Let's take camera is an object, fan, TV, AC, everything is an object, right? If you want to represent a single thing, right, a single value you want to go for, you go for a single variable. If you want to represent a single real world thing, you have to go with, I mean, collection of properties clubbed together. For one object you will go with an object. Now thing is, what is array? So array is a collection of values or a collection of objects. It means uh, if you want to represent a multiple objects, like I want to store an information of 10 cameras or 10 mobiles or 10 fans, 10 lights, 10 employees, 10 students, not only 10, n number of, okay. So collection of objects or the collection of values is like it can be string, it can be number, it can be boolean, it can be mix also, okay. So if you want to represent any collection of data, then you go with an array. So what is an array? Is an I'll just tell you the definition. Array is an indexed collection of elements, and this elements can be an object, it can be any string value, it can be one more array also, it can be a boolean, it can be a number, it can be anything. So that's called collection of element. This element can be anything, and this is indexed collection. It means they given some numbering system for each and every value inside of an array. So what is the number? Is it always starts from 0? It's an 0 index base. It starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, because most of the abroad countries starts from the 0, okay. So it's like a patient 0, patient 1, like that, okay. So 0 onwards it starts. So 0 is the first number, so 0 onwards index a collection. So let's see how to create an array and how to there are some different operations you can do with an array. So let's start with arrays concept. So here, let me go to webstrom. I copy the first folder, I paste it. I'll change the name 08 underscore js underscore arrays, and I don't need this. And let me modify the HTML arrays. This is also arrays. Okay, let me open this in a browser, close the objects, refresh arrays, right click, inspect console. Yeah, it's empty now. Open a app.js. So let's start. So first of all, creation of an array. Suppose, for example, I want to store the value called 10 to a variable. So generally what you do, let a is equal to 10. I want to store the value 20. So what you do, let b is equal to 20. I want to store 30. Let c is equal to 30. I want to store a collection of 10 values. Okay, I'm feeling like these are all belongs to something. Okay, collection of values. So what you do, a collection of hobbies, a collection of mobiles, a collection of lights, collection of tablets, a collection of laptops. Any collection you want to store, you go with an array. Okay, so how you store all these things into one variable is let numbers. Okay, is equal to, so we know this is an object, okay. So array will be this one, so square brackets, inside you can say 10, 20, comma 30, just values, no properties here, only just values. Object will have property and value, but here we have only values, no properties. Properties will be actually the index, but we won't represent them, it comes automatically from JavaScript. I show you that. So numbers is equal to 10 comma 20 comma 30. So this is an array. Now you want to see that, you can say console dot log of numbers. If I say console dot log of numbers, you will get a collection of data. So 10, 20, and 30. You know what? Generally, in JavaScript, each and every array is an object. It means this is stored inside like an object. Sir, every object will have a property and value, but we are not mentioning any property. We're just mentioning only values. Yes, of course. But internally, JavaScript will store them with the property and value. You only mention value, but JavaScript adds a property. And what it could be the property is the index 0, 1, 2, 3. Some numbers will be added. You want to see that? Just expand the array. See 0 index, value 10, 1, 2. Okay. And one more property, length 3. It is added by JavaScript extra. Underscore proto, as of now, it's not required. Just forget about it. Okay, so we have a property, see, same like an object. Even if you wanted to know, you can say type of number. So what type of data it is? It is coming as an object. So every array is an object. Okay, fine. So you get the numbers. One more question, sir. If it is an object, can I say object means what? Object name dot property name. So object name is now numbers dot 0. Sir, can I say console dot log of numbers dot 0? Is it possible? Technically it's not possible, because for JavaScript objects we have a condition. Can you check the condition? Condition is, for JavaScript objects the property name can always be a string. We never make a number as an object property, right? So if it is number, the property is number, you can't access with dot, but one more notation we have is brackets notation. So with brackets notation you can access this type of properties. So you can make in the brackets of string 0. Okay, so if I say string 0, you get the answer is 10. Even more shortcut is, don't mention anything, just 0 you provide, you get the answer is 10. So to access the you can't take them property, because we are not mention a property, we mention a value. But better call them as elements. Okay, access the elements of an array. Elements of an array. So each and every element how to access is based on its index. So this is 0 index, 1 and 2. 0 is 10. If I say 1, you get the answer is 20. If I say 2, index is 30. Now question is, sir, what if I make 3? Do we have 3 index? No, it's 0, 1, 2 only, no 3 index. If you're trying to access the index 3, what happens? Generally, if you know Java language, you get the array index out of bound exception, but in JavaScript, you won't get anything such kind of things like that. Here, again, same old JavaScript object story. If you're trying to access the property which is not existing in the objects, what you get? You will get undefined. Same story here also, because 3 is considered as an object here. Sorry, object's property here. So it's gets the answer as undefined. If you're trying to access the non-existing index of an array, you will get the answer as undefined. Okay, so let's take it as a separate one. For 1 you got 20. So access the non-existing non-existing. So let's say console.log of numbers of 3. So you will get the answer as undefined. Okay, fine. So we have stored only the numbers, right? Sir, is it necessary to store only numbers or only strings or only objects? No, nothing like that. You can store a string, you can store an array, you can store an object. Mix also it's possible, but mix doesn't looks good. So better store. It's possible. Mix is possible perfectly all right, but technically, because you may conclude to a lot of issues if you're having a mixed set of data. Okay, so you can go with the same type of elements, numbers or strings or arrays, whatever. Fine. Now, so we have learned an array. Okay, now my plan is I'll take some other one. I'll take iteration. Okay, iteration of array elements. What is iteration? So because I want to collect individual elements of an array, so let's take an array. Let colors is equal to, let's take an array. Inside I'll take white string as my collection of colors. Okay, white, black, silver, and purple, and blue, and what's yellow. Okay, so I have a colors array which contains a collection of strings. Now I have to loop it. So how it's perform iteration is, you can perform iteration multiple ways. The very first way is, I'll write like this: a normal for loop. Using a normal for loop you can iterate them, because they're all index based, right? So 0 index, 1 index, 2 index, 3 index, 4 index, 5 index. And how to get the last index is length minus 1, because it starts from 0. You can access the length. We already seen that length in here, right? Length is 3. Okay, so last index is 2. So 3 minus 1 is 2. Always remember, last index will be length minus 1. Okay, so let me loop it. So what I do, for let I is equal to 0, starts from 0 index, I less than or equal to last index. Last index I don't want to write 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That not hard code, because we never know, colors can be a dynamic array, right? So you want to make it dynamic. Colors dot length minus 1 and I plus plus, and this I represents your index of an array. So I write console dot log of colors of I. Now save it, you get the answer. See, you got white, black, silver, purple, and all this. But I don't want to print them one after the other. I want to print all of them together, side by side. So what you can do is, let result is equal to empty. I'm just using string concatenation operator. Instead, result plus is equal to backtick dollar colors of I and some space, semicolon. Okay, so let's say console dot log of result. You're gonna access all the values of the array. Okay, so like this. So this is called a normal for loop. Not only the normal for loop, you have another way, that is second one. You can use for in loop. Second way, using for in loop. So what is for in loop? I'll take the result first, empty. So for in loop is actually from the ES5 version. um, you can do this, not from, you can take up to ES5 version is for in. You write for let index, or let's take like this, let's a in colors. Okay, so what I'm writing directly, console.log of a. Can you guess what happens? See, this is the shortest syntax. Instead of writing this much, you can go with this one. So here let's a in, see this called for in loop. Okay, we have another one called for off, we'll see that. So for in, if I say for in, this will give you every iteration, because it will iterate through the number of elements in the array. So every iteration it will give you the index. So if I say a represents the index, see 0, 1, 2, 3 up to 5 index. You have another one called for off. If I say for off, you won't get the index, you will get the values. Actually for in is up to ES5 version. From ES6 a new feature has come, that's called for off. So for off means you will get the values directly. For in means you will get the index of an element. Okay, so let's start with the index for in. Okay, so you get all the indexes, but a doesn't looks good. Let me give a proper name called index. Okay, you can give any name. So here I will add it to the results, plus is equal to backtick. So index, if you pass the index back to the colors array, you will get the each element and some space. Okay, so console dot log of result. Now you get the answer is same as above. So either this way you can loop it or this way you can loop it. One more way is there, that is for off loop. So for off loop from ES6. Okay, it's a new version. So let's keep a result empty. So we know for off means will give you the each and every element directly. So each element is color. So I can write direct name color. So let's color of colors. You get each color of the colors. I can print them directly. So I can just say color result plus equal to backtick dollar color some space and just do a console.log of result. Now save it. You check. You get the answer. All the values. Okay. Fine. This is another way. One more way is there, but that is but functions concept we have not discussed. Just observe here. Functions we'll see in the next video. Fourth one is for each function up to ES5. Again, ES6 something is there. I tell you. For each function, what is that is result is equal to empty string. I write here. Syntax is like this: colors dot for each, and here we'll have one callback function inside. You will get the each color. You can attach the colors to a result. Finally, you can say console.log of result. This is another way of looping the array. You get a same answer. Okay, this is up to ES5. I'm not explaining in detail because we have not know what is functions concept. After functions, you understand this more clearly. We'll come to this point after functions again. Okay, next another way. This fifth one again for each with arrow function. This arrow function actually wait arrow function from ES6. From ES6 there is a new concept called arrow function. So what is that is, let's see here, result is empty colors dot for each. So inside you will be having an arrow. This is actually an arrow function. We'll discuss them in next video. What is arrow function? You get the color again. You can copy this, attach here, and you can do console dot log of colors. Oh, sorry, result. You get the answer again, same answer. And one more thing is, if you are using an arrow function, you don't need to write the semicolon. You can keep them in a single line. There's a problem. Okay, you can make them in a single line. You get the answer same. You can even still, if it is having single parameter, you can get rid of the parentheses. I'm writing a shortcut. Okay, you get the answer same. So this is the shortest notation for looping an array using a for each function with arrow. Okay, for each arrow function. So these many ways we can loop an array. You can choose either one, but most popular one either this or arrow function. Okay, um, fine. So we know how to declare an array, and we know how to loop the array, right? We also discuss the objects. Now my concept is I want to represent a collection of objects together. It means a collection of employees I want to store. So generally what you do if you want to store an employee, so what you do, let employee is equal to an object which is having various properties, right? But I don't want to store individual employee objects. I want to represent a collection of employees, some 100 employees I want to represent. So what do you go with an array? So array of each element is not string, not a number, it is an object. So let's see. So let's say array of objects. What I do is let employees is equal to an array. So employees is an array. Inside each element is an object. So which is having id one employee ID 1, name John, age 40, and designation is gonna be the manager. Okay, one employee object. So let's copy this. I also do one more. One is active. What is active is the person is existing in the company or resigned. Okay, active employee or inactive employee. Copy one object. Let's make multiple objects. So comma ID2 second object. So Wilson, this guy around 46. This guy is senior manager, and this guy false inactive employee. Paste again. This is 3. This is Rajan around 25 years. This guy software engineer. This guy is true. And another one, I'll take 4. This person is Laura around some 28 years. Team lead or tech lead. This person false. And one last one I'll take ID 5. Let's take Mahesh, and or let's take David. David is around 30, or else let's take 2026. Again, he's a software engineer. Okay, it's true. So I have an array of 5 objects. Okay, let's print them. So what do you do? So I write access all employees. So console dot log of employees. What happens? You will get, see, an array of 5 objects. If you expand, see, you can have an array of all the employees objects. I don't want all the objects. I want to print only the John object. So what do you do? Employees of 0. So what happened? Only the first object. In the first object, I want to access only the name. What do you do? Dot name. You get the answer as just John. Okay. So this is how you can access them. I tell you how to loop it and all. So let's say iterate employees. Iterate means if I say console.log of employees, I got all the objects together. I don't want all the objects. I just want to print only the name of each employee. I want to just print only the names of each employee object. So previously we have each element is a string we have printed, but each element is an object. In that we have a name. So let's print only the names of employees. So you can choose any of choice of iteration. I use for off. So I say let no for let employee of employees. So if I say console.log of sorry console.log of employee, what happens? You get all the employee objects. I don't want all the employees. I just want to print the name. You can do what employee does just name. You get only names. I don't want to print them like this. I want to print side by side. What do you do? So a result is empty. I'm going to use the same variable called results. So attach it. So result plus equal to backtick dollar employee dot name some space and then console dot log of result. So you get all the employee names together. Okay, so this is how you loop it. Now fine. I want to one more question. I want to filter the junior employees. I want to print only the junior employees. So who is called junior employees is condition whose age is less than or equal to 30. So the person whose age is less than or equal to 30, I'll call them as junior employees. So I want to access only junior employees. See here, if I say console.log of employees, what happened? You got all the 5 employees, right? I want to access only junior employees with this condition. So generally, in real time, you have a collection of 1,000 employees and you have to filter based on some conditions. So let's see how to filter these employees. You have a filter function, but I'm not using that one because we are not learn what is functions concept. But just by normal for loop, I tell you how to loop it and get it. Okay. So thing is, here I have this guy 40, 46, 25, 28, 26. So I need these junior employees. So what you do is I say let um, junior employees is equal to one empty array. Okay, so I write for let each employee of employees. I'm looping. Here check the condition. If the employee dot age is less than or equal to 30, then add this employee to the junior employee. But how to add to employee? We have not discussed this, right? You can actually use junior employees dot. You can make it like an index, like a zero index. You'll add with something, or else you can use a function dot push. You can do this. Push we have not learned. It push means you have to add an element to the end of the array. Okay, so push that employee. Okay, so whose employees age is less than or equal to 30, push it to the junior employees. And finally I'll write console.log of junior employees. So you get the answer only three employees. If you expand, so Rajan, Laura, David, 25, 28, 26. These are all the junior employees. Even shortcut you can do using for each function or filter function, but that we have not learned. So once we learn that, we'll come back and see what is push, pop, splice. A lot of other functions are there. We'll see them after functions concept. Okay, so even continuation of arrays will be there. Okay, so this is junior employees. So let's make one more. I want filter active employees. I want to print who are all the employees who are active. Active means is active to be true. Condition is active to be true. You can just think about this. You can pause the video and think about, but I'm just writing now. Array let active employees empty array loop it for let employee of employees. Here, if check the condition, if each employee dots is active, is equal to true. You can do is active is equal to true, or I'll just say is active, because is active value itself is true or false, right? Because if condition expects true or false, so I just make it shortcut employee dot is active, then push it to the active employees dot push the employee. Whatever the employee satisfy the condition, push it to the employees. And finally, so every iteration whoever condition satisfy, push it to the active employees. Now this is filled. So let's say console.log of active employees. Now save it. So I got three active employees again. John, Rajan, David. John is 40 actually, but active true, active true, active true. Okay, and previously what we got, Rajan, Lara, David, because their age, because in this one person is inactive. Here we made a condition based on age, and here we made a condition based on a active. So all are active, different ages. Okay, fine. So this is about filtering concept of JavaScript arrays. Okay, even a lot more things to cover in JavaScript. So second part of array will see after functions. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, and in the next video we'll see JavaScript function. So please subscribe to my channel, and we'll meet in the next video. Thank you.